Hello children, and welcome back to your English class with me, Sir LS. Our topic for today is still subject, verb, agreement. Alright, in the previous class we had learned how to work with action verbs, but now we will try working with be or state verbs. But remember that we are still in subject, verb, agreement. Okay, and then here is one point that I want you to remember. Alright, you will not find this topic in your textbook, but as we learn this lesson, remember that we are also learning tense like present tense, past tense, future tense, and in the meantime we are also conjugating verbs. Understand while learning this subject, verb, agreement. But right now we will be focusing on be or state verbs. But before we begin, there are some grammar rules which I want you to know. Subject and verb must agree with one another in number. In number, that means singular and plural. If a subject is singular, its verb must also be singular. Its verb must also be singular. If a subject is plural, its verb must also be plural. Understand? In normal or general grammar, singular means one and plural means more than one, and we add an S after the word. Okay, here we are talking about verbs, but let me say in nouns, if we add an S, singular turns into plural when we add S. But here the word or the verb with an S is singular in verbs. If it doesn't have an S, then it's plural. Understand? So it's like the opposite of each other, opposite of nouns. Alright. And when it comes to verbs, the singular word verb has an S, while the plural doesn't have an S here. It's very clear. Okay. For example, boy, B-O-Y, is singular, but if it's plural or more than one, we add an S, so it turns into boys. So that is plural nouns, because boy is a noun. Okay, but in verbs, let me say drink. Drink doesn't have an S, but in verb it is a plural word. Alright, because it doesn't have an S. But words that have an S is singular in verbs. Okay, it's the opposite. Alright, opposite to nouns. So like I said, we will be learning this subject verb agreement with state verb or be verbs. So what are the be verbs? We have 8 be verbs or state verbs. Let's say be, is, am, are, was, were, been, being. Alright, these are the 8 be verbs. Okay. And be verbs can be classified into 5 categories according to its usage. Alright, let's see. To be here, this is the base. Be or present tense, we can have am, is, are. Right, from the be verb. These are the present tense. Am, is, and are. But for past tense, for be verb, was and were are the past tense in state verbs or be verbs. And been, B-E-E-N. Alright, B-E-E-N, been. Been is a past participle, and then being, being. All right, being, B-E-I-N-G. All right, it's a present participle. Okay, remember that. So let's try working with be verbs. Be usually follows two or modals in a sentence. Do not worry about these modals because we are going to learn it. I want you to concentrate on this two, G-O-2. All right, here are the examples. She wants to be a doctor. Here we have be. So this is the be verb. Understand? And we will be visiting grandma next week. So here we have be again, the be verb. Understand? And I might be there at 8 o'clock. Here we still have be again here. Okay, so these are the be verbs that we use in a sentence. Right. Am, is, and are. Am is used with I. Is used when the subject is singular. He, she, it, or name. A name. Alright. And are is used when the subject is plural, like you, we, and they. So here are the example sentences. I am sleepy. She is my cousin. So here we are still under is. Okay. Maths is my favorite subject. A group of students is studying in the library. And what about are? They are my neighbors. My aunts and my uncles are coming tomorrow. Understand? So here, these are all present tense from the be verb. Understand? Is, am, are, was, were, been, and being. So these are the present tense. Like this, you can make your own sentences with this. Alright, with this and this also. In past tense, was and were. Let's say we are still in be or state verbs. Remember that. But that all comes under subject verb agreement. So in the state verb, we are coming to the past tense here. Be, is, am, are, was, were. There. Was is used for singular subjects. Understand? Here we are talking about the subject. Alright, here the subject I is singular, and that is why we have to use was. If it's a present tense, it will be what? I am. And in the next here, James is a noun or a name. Alright, James was cleaning his garden. Here we use was. We don't use am anymore. Am can be used only with I. You have to remember that. Okay. And for this were is used for plural subjects. So here the subject and the verb has to agree. Right? We were disappointed when our team did not win. We were. We is a subject and it's plural, so we are using were here. Understand? We cannot say we was because was is for singular subjects, but were is for plural subjects. Understand? And the next is the students were reprimanded by their teacher. Okay, it's quite clear like that. But here we have this word reprimanded. Right? Have you come across this word reprimand? have you come across this word reprimand? So here, reprimand is showing disapproval of one's action. Supposing if someone doesn't behave properly, we sometimes scold him or her. Alright, that is called a reprimand. Alright, reprimanding, understand? Showing disapproval or to discipline or to scold. Don't do that again. If I say don't do that again, that means I'm reprimanding someone. Alright. And the next is past participle. In the past participle, we have been, right? B-E-E-N. Be is used after have, has, and had. What are these verbs? Have, has, and had. These are belonging verbs. In the first term, we have learned this have, has, and had are belonging verbs. But we have to use, when we are going to use been, this been is a state verb or be verb. So when we are going to use it in a sentence, we have to add this have, has, or had, right? So here, have. The children have been playing all day, right? The children. Why have? Why not has? Because children, this is plural subject, understand? So here we are using have here. What about has? She has been to London. We cannot say she have been. She has been to London. And had. He had been practicing guitar. Here also we have had before this been. For a past tense had, we can use it here, here, and here. He had been practicing, she had been to London, or the children had been playing all day. But in the past participle, the children have been playing all day, she has been to London, he had been practicing guitar. Again, here, past participle, we have been here, alright? So we are working on that. And the next is present participle, be. Be is used for continuous tense and is usually found after other verbs. Remember that. Here, the suspect. Here, the suspect is the what? Subject of this sentence. The suspect is being taken to jail. Understand? Is being here. We have to use this verb is with this being. All right. This is a be verb. All right, be or state verb. But before that, we have to use other verbs. The suspect being chased to jail. We cannot say like that. We have to add this verb is. All right. The suspect is being taken to jail. And here, another sentence. They were being naughty. They were being naughty. So we cannot say they was being naughty or they am, because the subject and the verb will not agree with each other. If we say they is also, if we say they is, that is also incorrect. Alright, that is why the subject and the verb has to agree. They were or they are if it's a present tense, and here is, am, was, were. These are the state verbs that we can use in this kind of situation. Understand? So that will be all for now, and thank you So if you have any problem understanding, please call me, or you can text me. You can text me through WhatsApp or SMS or anything, or you can call me directly. Or if you are shy or something like that, you can tell your parents to call me up saying that you cannot understand what was being taught in the class. Alright, so please do not be afraid to call me. So I will be open anytime, and I am always willing to help you. Alright, so that is all for now, and we have to cover some lessons in this subject verb agreement. Alright, so we will leave that for the next class. So right now that will be all. So thank you.